back to Coffee and Chaos. Trina,
Hi.
how are you?
Good.
So Trina's joining us. Gina,
Hola.
haven't been here in a while.
I have not.
You've been too busy for us. And we brought somebody that I've known since I was, I don't know, 15, 14, 16, somewhere in there. My good friend Jackie. We go way back. Solomon, how are you?
Great. How are you guys?
Good. So today is a woman's topic. So any men that want to continue listening, I hope you listen and learn because got daughters, wives, mothers, all that. Ooh, I felt like the air conditioning just went on.
Yeah, me too.
It felt
Feels
good.
good. Thank you.
There. And
Just
you guys,
based on that comment, you can probably guess what this is going to be about.
and I'm not even going through it, but what I didn't realize, one of you guys reminded me that when this airs, it's the weekend before Mother's Day.
Mhm.
Well, it comes out before Mother's Day. So happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. Happy Mother's Day to my grandma who's about to be 92, my mom who's about to be, I don't know, 18 years older than me. I can't think of it. 68. To my sister, my daughters, everybody, happy Mother's Day.
Happy Mother's Day.
I hope everybody
Awesome.
has a good day. So, are we ready to get into our fun topic?
For sure. Let's do it.
This is like, first, I want to say it's such a hard topic to talk about. One, it's taboo. We didn't talk about it growing up. Our parents didn't talk about it. My grandparents didn't talk about it. I've learned what I've learned through friends talking about it today, but I never really knew what it was until I was older. And I really don't even, I'm not there yet. God willing, I rebuke it. It never happens to me. But good old menopause and all the things that come with it. So, Jackie,
I did start
how long ago
early-ish.
did it start?
I want to say probably like, well, okay. How deep do you want to go now? Because this thing you can actually start like even as early as your like mid 30s with like small symptoms, and then
Yeah.
they just like build, get worse. I want to say my worst was probably about 5 years ago. And it just kind of slowly, little things, little symptoms.
I have a question.
Little this, little that.
Because I'm so uneducated on this. Our monthly cycle.
Mhm.
Can you tell like how much you'll be affected by menopause? Like how heavy, how light, how strong, how not? Like, do you think that hasn't? I don't know. That's why
That's a
I'm
good
asking.
question.
I didn't take it that deep, but I don't think so. I think honestly, it depends on like family, like your mom, whatever.
Genetics.
I think
Genes.
also like the type of stress and stresses you've had in your life, I think, because as you start to dig deep, because that's what I do when something's wrong. I don't run to the doctor. I just start researching.
You
But
go down the rabbit hole.
yeah,
Pretty much.
but it's the only thing that's helped. Like,
Really?
oh yeah, like everything I do is just natural. Like I don't put patches, I don't do creams because, of course, that's just my.
What were your beginning symptoms? Like when did you know? Like, oh crap, could this be it?
Moods started to get really bad. Like the mood swings, the mood changes, and you just kind of like you're like, "Oh, was that you that just
Snapped on somebody.
oh my gosh, like animal, like
Oh.
beast. Like what did you just do? What did you just say? That was so rude." But and then it just kind of I mean, everyone has different
Well, we know that like
things
the
going
biggest symptom that everybody talks about, which you and I have talked about, Trina, is the hot flashes, right? Like your body's always a higher temperature than it should be.
I don't think I had them though until after I had to have an emergency partial hysterectomy, which my doctor at the time didn't want me to have it done. But that was like when I was 39, so I'll be 49. So that's 10 years ago. And then it wasn't until a little bit after I had my partial hysterectomy, because not everybody knows, like I just had my uterus removed, so I still have my cervix and my ovaries.
And it
some
kicked
people
you-
are like,
And it kicked you into it?
No, me too.
Because I got my uterus taken out, but I still have my ovaries, but it
Me
didn't
too.
kick me into it.
so I didn't notice anything until a few years later. when I was started to turn up the AC at one point and then off, like,
Yeah.
but I didn't know then that that's what that was, like, that I was experiencing hot flashes. But then, like you said, I don't want to have to take anything. I don't want to have to use creams or whatever. I want to be able to just ride through, and that's what I have been doing. But I'm starting to notice now that I'll be 50 next year. I feel like there are things that I'm going to need to look into or do differently just because I'm afraid to have mood swings. I don't want to be.
Wait, what?
I don't wanna be
Explain. What is?
mean.
Hold on, because I'm totally lost right now. You said patches and you said creams.
Okay, the
So
only reason why
please explain what those two things
Well,
are.
but I mean, and don't get me wrong, like what works for one may not work
Right.
for another.
Right.
I had no women that are like, oh my gosh, I feel great.
yeah.
But then I start to think, okay, so at some point, the whole point of this is to keep our hormones balanced because as we
Mhm.
age, they get less and less. If they're off balance, they can go too high, too low, whatever. I just don't want to do synthetic things because breast cancer does run in the family.
Right.
I've tried like bioidenticals, but again, people respond differently. Some people respond great, some people don't. I was taking progesterone pills and they didn't work. Like,
Mhm.
I sleep at night. I'm like, no sleeping
So
here.
all this stuff is supposed to help the non-sweating, being able to
Yes.
sleep, the mood
Yes.
swings.
Yes.
It's
And it
supposed to
does. Like I
balance
said,
you.
I know women, they get those dumb overrated testosterone
Yes.
pellets, which aren't
Oh.
good down the
Yes.
line. But
In the moment,
everything's
it's
just a band-aid.
Yeah.
So
Mhm.
I've been pretty much just kind of riding the wave
Yep.
and then trying stuff. I'm like,
Right.
okay, no, it's not working. So what's the point? So
Yeah.
it either makes me feel worse or whatever. But there's always a route to it. So even like with menopause, there is things that you can do to at least ease and make it feel better. There's always. So that's just what I do now. And then it's like you really know you're hitting menopause when I think it's been 2 years since I had my cycle.
Oh.
Yeah.
So when I got my partial hysterectomy, I didn't. Did you have a cycle anymore after that?
I haven't
didn't.
had one since
Yeah, I haven't had.
2016.
Yeah, I haven't
Yeah.
had one in.
I
I
love-
still do.
I like when I go to the doctors and they're like, "When was your last period?" And I'm like,
I don't know.
"April 2016."
2000,
And they look
yeah.
at me like,
No, I like it when they say, "Is there any chance you could be pregnant?" Nope.
Nope.
Nah.
I am free.
That is
Not at this age.
Right?
Because if I'm pregnant, me and God need to talk.
No.
For
God,
more
I
reasons than one.
Something's wrong. Something's wrong. Yeah, no.
Two bees
Yeah.
were burned.
"Yeah, you need to go back to the doctor that you went to."
Well, it'd be for more reasons than one. So I'm just like, wait, Gina, have you have any symptoms yet?
Yeah.
You have?
Yes. Yes. But it's not.
Girl,
I mean,
you're
why do you
scaring
sound
me.
so
first of all, I've always been hot.
Because I don't want it. I'm scared.
I've always been hot. Always
Yeah.
sweating. Always. But now it's like I was at the hall standing next to my guy friend, and I was like, no, it's happening. It's happening. I'm having a hot flash.
You didn't just think maybe it was a panic attack?
No. And then here comes the sweat, and he just kind of went, "Are you okay?" I go,
You
"Shut."
start glistening.
Yes. I go, "Shut up." He goes, "Oh God, it's happening." And I'm like, "Yes, I'm having a hot flash," So I was dying. But so I start to notice that.
Yeah.
And then I have a period once every 3-4 months. And it's like for a day, 2 days maybe.
That's Perry.
So my doctor said you have to not have a cycle for 1 full year in
Mhm.
order to be considered
Menopause.
in menopause.
Well, hold on, because my doctor tested 2 years ago. He tested my blood to see if I was in menopause, and so for like 3 days, I was like, "Oh God, I'm sweating," thinking like he's gonna tell me.
You were getting
So he said
symptoms.
no,
She gave herself a
I
hot
did.
flash.
Yeah.
and then last year he did the same thing, and he's like, "Oh, you're nowhere near it." So I thought I would go sometime this year again, and he would be the one to tell me I'm in it or not.
Yeah.
Well,
Like,
you'll know.
You'll know.
Trust me, you'll start getting like little things here and there. Like you think like past irritability was the thing. Oh, this is a whole new level.
really?
Oh,
But everybody is so
Different.
Yeah.
different.
Yeah.
And like we were just saying how our moms didn't
Yeah.
say
Oh,
anything.
no. I don't even know if my mom went through it. I don't know if my aunts
No,
went through it.
yeah.
I
You
don't know
see
if
what
my
I
grandma
mean?
went through
Like
it.
they didn't. That wasn't talked about because it was just like a horrible and gross
They
thing.
didn't talk about anything. They kept
Right.
secrets about everything.
Everything.
Like
So
nothing was
I
talked
had to
about.
ask, and it was more like, oh, well, yeah, it wasn't that bad.
And it probably was, but they don't talk about it, so she wasn't going to express it to
Yeah.
you.
So I don't feel like I got any better information to make me feel better.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm gonna medicate myself.
So like my daughter.
I mean, mentally.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not talking about creams and mentally.
I just want to know, where do you put the cream? I keep thinking.
Wait. Wait. Let me.
It's
Is it okay? Well, I'm thinking.
wrist, thigh.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's
Wait, why
like
on the
that.
thighs?
because it's
It's
a,
supposed
it's
to,
a
radiate to your vagina.
Okay, that's why I was
no,
wondering. You
it's
said
like
cream
the flow too, like
Yes.
where it best absorbs. I guess you could
Oh.
say, like when you put
Okay.
perfume and
Yeah,
stuff.
Yeah.
in it.
I've never put perfume
It's a
on my
hot
thighs.
spot.
Well,
Yeah.
no, we don't put it on our thighs. Well, I mean,
Sweaty Betty.
you wanted to.
Yes.
Sweaty Betty.
Yes.
Okay.
You can get the cream on while you're sweating.
But there
Okay.
are other things that women do. You could put up like suppository type of things for that, like
They do.
progesterone and stuff like
They
that.
do have
Really?
testosterone that
Yeah.
you could do that with.
Yeah.
And like she said, my ophthalmologist swears by it.
And I
She told me
refuse
to
to
do
do
it.
I am
testosterone
not-
And I
cream.
said, a what?
Yeah.
Sticking
No.
something.
I don't have a problem
You
with the
get hair-
testosterone.
Oh, wait till you get your
No, I don't have a problem with the testosterone.
you get like a hair.
Okay.
Oh, no.
But,
I'll just sweat it out.
right?
Yeah,
That's what I
I'm
asked her.
doing.
That was my first question. I was like, wait, I don't want a beard. She started laughing. She's like, you're not going to get a beard. It's not enough of a dose for that to happen.
I don't
Okay.
trust that.
And then I'm like, okay, it's not the testosterone, but it's a suppository.
Oh, because you're a lesbian.
I don't want that in my butt.
Oh, it goes. Wait,
you
what?
say that?
It goes in your
Yes.
butt,
Yeah,
not
no,
in
I'm
your.
not-
Yes.
I never heard of that.
Yes.
Uh,
It's
other-
instead of doing it that way. I was like, are you kidding? I'm not doing that.
Wait, are you serious?
Yeah, that's
what
what
kind
she
of
told
doctor
me.
was she?
No, she's an ophthalmologist.
Oh my God! No wonder she doesn't know where to
Does
put
she
it.
do that? Does she do that? Is that why she's? Okay.
And she is just what every time I see her,
The eye
But
doctor.
she
She has
every
something
year-
in her butt.
it dissolves. Okay. I was like, I'm not doing that.
I'm going to the eye doctor
But
for my
it works
menopause.
For her, every time I see
Maybe
her,
she's a freak.
obviously a year older. Every time I see her,
Right.
she is the most chipperest,
Yeah, because something's in her
clean
booty.
skin,
That's collagen. don't worry.
beautiful, like just happy. She never looks in distress. Nothing.
And you think it's because
I don't know what she's
Look
doing.
at Trina. Trina is like literally. I can see her mind. is
Honestly,
like-
I've never heard
like,
any of
in
the
your butt?
doctors that are not.
They
for
won't
your
even
eye.
talk to you about it though.
No, they do. My doctors. I've
Not
never
mine.
had one say, "Oh yeah, this is
Wait,
what
I
you're
have
gonna
a
do
question.
a suppository."
No,
Yeah.
you
Like,
go to the
the front,
optometrist
but
about
not
your
the
eyes. Sorry, girls. For your glasses.
Yeah.
How did the conversation come up about menopause and her booty?
Because
Wait, where do you go? First of all?
right, because
Where do you go for your?
Sam Pedro.
because
Your
I'm
whole-
diabetic. So we have to get into those
Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah.
questions.
Mm.
Because she's
Yeah.
like, okay, what's going on this year? Because I'm diabetic. So she has to ask me all these questions. And I go, I think it's that time is coming, because I'm having the hot flashes
thank
and all
you.
that stuff. And she's like, oh, listen. And she started telling me, and she's just chipper. Her face is clear. Her hair's beautiful.
Let me tell you, you could put the creamy creams on certain spots with testosterone. I know it's different than
Yes.
estrogen cream.
Yes.
but there's only a couple areas.
Yes. You can't put that
No.
just anywhere.
No.
And if you touch somebody else.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't talking
Yes.
about that kind of cream though. The only reason why I brought the cream up.
What kind of cream?
Well, wait,
what kind of cream
are you talking about?
No, the only reason why I brought up a cream was because you said cream.
Oh yeah, cream. Yeah.
And we had the conversation because
Or
I
patches.
was not in the search for a gynecologist.
Oh yeah.
And
There's
this
syringes, too.
gynecologist that I'm seeing, I love him. And he was going down the list of questions because I'm a new patient, and he was saying, for your age, are you experiencing any like incontinence and all that? And he's like, we have creams for that. I'm like,
What? They do?
yeah, I'm like,
Wait, for what?
incontinence.
Incontinence.
Like,
What is
When
that?
you sneeze,
Like you sneeze,
You
have,
sneeze and you
a
pee.
turtle,
Oh.
Do your
you know.
exercises, people? Do your
Yeah,
exercises.
do your K exercises.
Yes.
And he's like, if you ever get to that point, we have a cream or we have this. And I'm like,
Oh, there's a cream and
Does
pill
he
for
have a
everything.
cream for someone who has to pee every 5 minutes? Because I have
Yeah,
to
he
pee
said he has
every
something
10
for the-
minutes.
Okay, so that
I got to
is
ask my
creams. That's what that
OBGYN.
cream is.
yeah, because and there's little.
I'm not putting
surgery
a cream on
And they
there.
No,
do
there's a
surgeries.
surgery for that. That's because you had
Oh.
usually people who have like more than one child.
Yeah.
Later on, it happens. Like that's just the thing. So anyone who has more than 2 kids, I feel bad.
Damn, Gina, you got 4 kids.
And
I
you
had
got-
twins.
But still 4.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, vaginally? You gave birth to your twins vaginally?
No, they were
Oh.
like this.
Oh,
So there was no choice.
okay.
I woke up crying. They didn't look like my babies.
No, they
Wait,
didn't.
who the babies does it look like?
Their
Well,
daddy.
because they're mixed.
Okay.
So I don't know what I was expecting,
Right.
but I just know I woke up. I was under a lot of drugs because my blood pressure was really high. And I woke up and there was nobody in the room. And I looked over and I was like, who put
Those
there?
babies ain't
Whose
mine.
babies
Your
are-
hormones.
Why do they?
Aw.
What's happening? They look so different from each other, even though they're fraternal because it's boy and girl. But
Yeah.
I expect them to look a little bit
Yeah.
like each other, and they didn't. And I started crying.
And now they just look Samoan.
Yeah.
Yeah, they literally look. They don't look Mexican. They don't look
Nope.
black. They just look Samoan.
Yes.
Oh.
They're beautiful. Beautiful.
Yeah. It was an experience. Yes.
So I didn't know that that's what that's called when you sneeze and you pee a little.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yes. But the cream, where
Happy
are you
Mother's
supposed to
Yeah.
put that?
Yeah, you damn
What?
kids.
Where did he tell you you're supposed to put that cream?
It up in there.
I was
Over
gonna
there.
say, how would that make you not? How does a
I don't.
cream
That's something
make
makes
you
it,
not?
I don't. Let me get the research done with him.
Please
and
do,
I'll-
because now
yeah.
I'm curious. Because
Now we're finding
everyone
out
would be
all
putting
these new
cream.
things that you could just do,
Do you
that I
think
didn't
that
know.
food has anything to do with increasing the negative side effects with menopause?
100%.
Oh,
Because
don't get
food
me
is-
started.
is
on all
horrible
that.
to
Do you wanna
begin
go
with.
Down that
100%.
Well, that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. If we ate, like, let's be realistic. Like, my grandma's about to be 92, right?
Mhm.
So when she started her period at whatever age and went through it, like, maybe it wasn't as bad because they
Right,
ate a
'cause the
lot
food was
healthier,
different.
yeah,
Well,
than
the
it is
food wasn't
today.
contaminated, and
Right,
filled
like
with
it is now.
GMOs and all
Right.
kinds
Yeah.
of poison.
So, and I feel like
that's
that's
why
why
10-year-olds have Dolly Parton chests and starting their periods.
Okay, don't get me
Big
wrong.
old-
I know it sounds horrible, but I still eat McDonald's fries.
Well, I can't lie, so because I do too. So
Yeah.
I can't.
I'm not
We're not judging.
totally,
Yeah.
but
But I
I
look-
hear what you're saying, and I 100% agree. My son is autistic, so
I don't have any-
I had his gut tested and everything.
Yeah.
So red dye is like the
And we're
worst.
horrible,
doing it.
and
We're
sugar and
doing. Remember, I
everything.
told you we're doing a whole thing on
Yeah.
it because eating is like. Because I look at
Oh,
my
have
grandma with
me on the,
with
let me
dementia.
tell you.
at 92, her symptoms started maybe when she was like, let's just say, give or take 85, right? But today you're hearing about these people that are getting dementia at 50, 60 years old, and they're passing my grandma so fast and even passing away. And I say it's because I feel it's the food.
Food,
My grandma
the
ate
deodorant they're
healthier
using,
so much
everything.
longer than people do today, right?
Right.
So that's why. So that's why I asked if the food has anything that
100%.
increases
Of course.
the.
Absolutely.
100%. I
Yeah.
think the food triggers things that shouldn't
The
be
food.
triggered. Do
Yeah.
you know what
So
I
it
mean?
makes-
Because
it makes-
it's so
so it makes the
overprocessed.
menopause worse.
Everything. Yeah, of course.
And do you think that we get, I don't want to say sympathy is the word, but I don't feel that men, because Seth, and Lexi had a whole argument about this, and this was one of my topics, was Seth says it's harder to be a man than a woman. And Lexi was on his side. And what I meant as a whole is not even dealing with like the outside world, but as a whole, I feel women have things worse than a man does. You don't bleed every month.
No.
You're not the one that gives childbirth.
No.
You're not the one that goes through menopause. Like,
Right.
what do men go through that compared to us? And I don't feel like men give us enough credit for it. Like, oh, she's crazy. Oh,
Mhm.
she's just crazy.
Oh,
Well,
we're always crazy.
Well, you know
and
what?
We're mad.
Yeah, I wonder who makes
And
us crazy.
Yeah, just
Oh, yeah.
saying. Just
Men.
saying.
men.
You know,
make-
because
But aren't
like
there
I don't
different
like
levels
to
of
repeat
crazy?
myself.
there is different.
There is.
Well, Gina decides to tell on the phone today. We're driving here and somebody calls me. And Gina's like, well, 80% of women walk around unmedicated.
I'm sorry, that's the truth.
And he starts laughing. And I was like, you better not say I'm one of those 80%. He's like, okay, you guys have a good podcast. Bye. I was like, ew.
Hey, I know that. I mean, upfront and personal because I am a lesbian and I have been in that type of a relationship for the past 16 years. I understand that.
Do you think you see it more because you are with a woman
Yeah.
constantly?
Yes.
Where
So
I'm not with you constantly, who's my
Right.
best friend. you're my friend. We're not around women day in and day out.
Yeah, it's
you are with that person
I would kill.
constantly.
Yeah, because
I
it's
couldn't.
raw, it's emotional, it's intense. And I'm the lesser of that because I barely have any feelings. You know what I mean? And so I'm like, what? Like, are we supposed to cry? Like, did I miss it?
Yeah.
So I'm not like that, but I get to see a lot of, feelings from people that you don't get to see out of a dude.
Yeah.
It does give me more patience. It does help me to understand more, though.
Yeah.
Like where my daughter's concerned, and I'm like, it's okay. Like you're getting emotional now, but
You've
let's.
always been like that, or you think it's just as we're becoming more seasoned, not older, seasoned?
I like that word.
Mhm.
We're gonna use seasoned for the rest of
Mhm.
the podcast. So yes, 100%,
Okay.
100%,
Well,
and but yeah, we're eating all the wrong stuff. I'm not lying. I can't give up my M&Ms. I mean, or my Coke
Well,
Zero.
you're useless
Yeah.
because we had a conversation about it on the way here, and I was like, because I tried the new coffee creamer, I made it for myself, and I'm telling her, she's like, oh, I'm not doing all that.
No.
She's like, I'm not giving up this,
I-
I'm not giving up that.
I-
I'm
You know how
like,
much I've given up
Yeah.
for just like, I'll tell you right now, if you were to take me, like, not that
But
I would eat it.
you have always been like you
Health
work
person,
out,
yes.
I
and do
have,
stuff.
but now with like literally like foods, like, and ask Brooke, she'll tell you too. Where do you want to eat? Because you're the one that complains. You're the one that can't eat anything, and you're the one whose stomach always hurts when you eat something. I'm like, sorry.
You're like,
But it's
let me just die
true.
then. Feed me
Yeah,
crap.
I mean, I have to be like, unfortunately, I do.
Yeah.
But I pick and choose. Do I want to eat this? Oh God, this tastes great for 10 seconds, or do I want to feel horrible to where sometimes I have body aches? It's awful.
But is it because you've eaten so healthy for so long and you've taken care of yourself, so when you do put something bad in your body like rejects it?
Mhm.
That's part of it, yeah. But I think also too that when you have like autoimmune issues like I do and stuff,
Okay.
that the things that trigger it just make it worse. Like if I were to sit there and just eat something like, I don't know, like stuff with sugar, like more because I don't really eat sugar, I'll literally ache. Like my joints will
Yeah,
ache.
that is true because a
'Cause
friend
I
of
don't
mine
Maybe
gets
that's
like that.
my problem.
She has an autoimmune
Yeah,
as well.
and you just can't like. I mean, I have to watch dairy.
I mean,
like
when
all
we're
this
together,
terrible.
because we work together. So when we work together, somebody will offer her food, and I'm like, get away from her. She can't have that.
It's
Because I don't want to
hard.
see her because I
Yeah.
know how she feels. She gets real, like you said, the body aches, the whole swelling thing. Like, I feel bad for her.
Like today, like I was not feeling that great. Like that's not why I was running late, but I had these potatoes that had probably not real olive oil and stuff. It probably was canola, but they were from Open Sesame on 2nd Street. So good. But I had that some of that for lunch, and I was just dying. Like my stomach.
Oh
was just
wow,
killing me.
you even go that far. Like for me, I'm like oil's oil. I don't even
Right?
think about
Oh,
like.
I don't ever
no.
ask.
Oh no. Oh no.
I will say this:
It's
all week I've done
bad.
kind of good. I've been really watching what I've eaten. I probably cut out 80% of refined sugars all last
You will
week.
feel it. Trust me.
Well, yesterday was Cinco de Mayo, and so my mom made all this just amazing. Like she
And
made
you
the
didn't
Mexican
tell me?
sprinkle cookies I love. Oh my god, she made arroz con leche. Like
So rude. She
She
didn't
didn't
even
bring
bring
any.
any.
I know.
she made so, and then
Rude.
Marianne made the tacos, and my mom just made. I don't think I've eaten that much sugar in like so long. Like
How'd you feel the next day?
at 3 a.m., I woke up crying with a migraine that I still have right now. That it's like back here,
Yep.
back here. Like it just won't
Speaks
go
volumes.
away.
See?
And so I literally woke up this morning and was like, "Is it all the sugar I
Yep.
ate yesterday?" Like, so now I'm
Absolutely.
trying to like, I almost feel like you're coming off like withdrawals.
No, yeah. It's
So
the same
this,
thing when
oh
like, if I don't drink coffee, I get a headache.
Mhm.
It's kind of like that.
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
yeah.
But I'm the least healthiest person.
Yeah.
I'm probably sitting
But I
in
just
there.
wonder like
Totally.
how food affects your body with menopause. Like, how does it like? Is it
Well,
just
if
that it
you're eating
affects you in
greasy food,
general?
that in general makes you tired.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
So if you're in menopause, fatigue is already a situation,
Oh, is it?
right?
Mhm.
Yes.
Oh,
And since I'm diabetic, fatigue is already a situation.
oh.
You know what I mean? So anything greasy is not good for you. I
She
know
should
that.
know better too.
Yeah, I know. I know. But
She's like, but I still do it.
But she's probably
But
like
you're gonna
my
reach a
husband,
point, trust me, where you're just gonna
diabetic.
be like, you know what, I can't do this anymore.
Yeah.
It's just because it's like the older you get, the kind of worse it
The more
gets.
seasoned you become. We're not using.
We're not saying older.
Seasonal.
Seasonal.
Okay. I have to say that right into the mic. We're not saying that no more.
Embrace it, okay? I'm the oldest one here.
Are
But-
you? Oh,
No, are
I
you?
guess you are. Yeah, she is.
Not.
She is.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah.
Oh.
Because she's David's age.
Oh, okay.
They were friends in high school. That's how
Okay.
I was Dave's little sister. So that's
Well, I'm
how-
49. So, I mean,
You'll be 50 this year,
yes.
homegirl.
Yes.
You're with us.
It's
Don't
coming.
act like
it's
you're
coming. It's happening.
not. Yeah.
It's happening. I
It's
was
not a
trying
bad-
Well,
to.
that's why I'm
It's not a bad
surprised
thing.
you're already hitting it and you have symptoms because it's that like I'm telling you, I'm
I
rebuking
did.
it.
I was 48, 47 and
Yeah,
on-
that's
yeah.
usually around.
Me and God talked. I said, "Nah, Lord, I got too much stuff for you to do. You give me that too. I ain't gonna be able to finish all that stuff." He said, "You
You'll
get
be
a pass."
You'll be fine.
That's what I said.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna get it. I rebuke it. I refuse.
I mean, I too
I'm gonna wake up
also-
tomorrow all sweaty.
right? But I also think that it's also mind over matter, a lot of things. Because we
But
can
is
trick
menopause?
ourselves.
Mm,
No, I'm saying how you
React to
accept
it?
it
Mhm.
into your body, how you're reacting to it.
Yeah.
well,
Like,
you have
But
to.
if you're
you-
sweating,
Well, you're
Turn the
sweating,
air
and
up,
I
you get
could
a
lose
fan,
it,
like, you
right?
know.
I can lose it because I'm sweating and try to leave and grab this or do something. But I'm just kind of like sitting there, like, yeah, like the bridesmaids
oh,
when she ran out
because she had a poop.
and shit on the street in her wedding dress, and she said, "It's happening."
Yeah,
That's me. I'm just like, it's happening.
poop. Yeah,
It's happening.
Excuse me. No.
It's happening.
but
You
you're
know?
like that with anything because I always say, "Oh, well, this is happening over here," and there's Gina going, "The butterflies are beautiful. The butterflies are flying."
And
that's
that does
her
help.
though.
Exactly. Now, if it were me, I'd be like,
Oh yeah, we're over here like
ripping
there's
someone's
Gina.
face off or
Yeah.
something.
And I'm just like, okay, well, yeah, it's happening.
Here we go.
Here we go. Let's ride the wave.
Oh, I don't. I hope not. And I feel like my temper has been in the last 10 years. I've worked so hard to be so calm and accept peace that I'm like, this better not hit me, and then I go back.
Well, that's
to,
why
like-
you're going to be able to handle it when it does
Right.
come, if
Yeah.
it does come around, because you're already like mentally and emotionally the way that you're carrying
Seasoned.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, seasoned.
Mhm.
Mhm. I'm
You'll
being
be-
seasoned very well.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. Because when we were around, 18, 19, you know what I
We were
mean?
bad.
Right? Right?
Yeah. We couldn't
And-
control our tempers for crap.
No.
No.
We're very
We are
different
running
today.
around unmedicated.
And look
as
at
she
you,
is.
and look at
and
you
still
now.
are.
And
Look at you now.
I can quietly say,
No, you just see it through the eyes. I don't even have to say anything.
I don't even
I
have to
just don't
yell.
feel like I feel like with women, we do have tempers, we do have
Yeah.
emotional moments, whatever you
Right.
want to call it. But I said something to my mom yesterday, and when I said it, I thought, "Oh, should I duck?" Because she said something to a situation happened yesterday, and I don't want to talk about because I want Marianne to get mad at me, but it kind of got crazy. So my mom was telling somebody, and she's like, "Well, you know my temper," and I was like, "No, Mom, you choose to have a temper." And then she looked at me, and I was like, "Oh crap! Like, should I duck now? Like, she's gonna start swinging on me."
I would have
Oh, no. I don't do that with mine. I'm just like, Mata, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
you're
I've gotten a little.
I don't. There's no point. I don't do it.
The more peaceful I become, the more brave with her I've gotten. I feel like my peace.
I
is gonna overflow to
100%.
her.
I was just gonna make that
But
comment.
I feel like every time my peace overflows, she has like Wonder Woman arms that are blocking it. Like,
She's like, I don't want
No,
that.
because it's definitely way like 100% different than the way you used to deal with it,
oh
and the way
yeah.
you deal with it now.
Like
Did you
I
pop off.
I did pop off, but I was so angry and
Yes.
things that were said, and
Resentful.
I was resentful. I
Yes.
was all that, but like as time goes on, like, and that's a whole thing I do want to talk about is like, what is healing? Like healing for me is the fact that my mom and I could be next to each other,
Right.
and not want to choke each other out. So now I feel like where she's at,
Mhm.
she's already gone through menopause. She's already done all her crap, and I'm like, sit down, old lady, just enjoy life.
Right?
Where she's still like, nah, bitch, da 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 da. Not to me, but in general. And
Yeah,
I'm
yeah,
like,
yeah.
lady, you're like 68.
Stop.
Like,
That's
what are you doing?
No,
me.
but I
Like,
I do that with my
That's gonna
mom.
be me.
I'm like, Look
Brooke's
at you,
gonna be like,
gangster
"Mom."
girl. Calm
Yeah,
down.
but
It's
it's that.
okay.
I feel like they come from such a different
Oh,
era. They
100%.
always have to be in protective mode, right? They're
Yes.
always in go mode, and I'm
Yes.
like, yeah, that's not us today.
Mhm.
No.
We're here to love and be happy. And she's
Right.
like, I literally feel like like my sister says, they both want to get my rainbow and throw it
And throw
outside and watch a truck run it over. But I feel like I would still pop up and be like,
Yes.
I'm still
Yeah.
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Because that's how far you've come.
Yeah.
That
That's why I'm
it's
afraid to
yeah,
go through menopause. 'Cause I
exactly.
don't
So
want to
I feel like that's probably your concern.
oh yeah.
Like, so like Jackie, what is the worst part of it for you?
For me right now, it's or was because at this point, I think it's like you kind of feel that you have to just make it a part of like this is who you are right now, and you just got to learn to deal with it. And it's not been easy because
Yeah.
been called crazy, cuckoo pant, whatever, headbutted, even with Brooke and Hob. It's just it happens. But
And that's the part I don't like. I feel like it's a part of womanhood that we're going through. You don't need to make it worse by calling us names. But they probably didn't understand that's what you were going through, right? They didn't know that.
no, and
Yeah.
you know what? Like especially like you said, even for guys and their parents, they wouldn't even have a clue. Like
Yeah.
No.
about their moms or whatever. I mean, come on.
Mm-mm.
They didn't
So
talk
to
about
see
it.
some woman
No.
being all, losing
Yeah,
it,
that's just
it's
my
like
mom.
you're crazy.
You're
So is that
crazy.
the biggest thing for you? Is that your mood swings and that you like come off like angry or
Yeah, but I've been getting those under. I've been much better. I think the fatigue too, just kind of dealing with it.
But the fatigue you could handle a little bit better because someone's not saying like, "Oh, you're lazy. Why are you in bed?" Or you're this, or you're that. Like,
No, but I think inside you feel that way, even though you know you're not. I mean,
Yeah.
my gosh, I worked my whole life to raise Brooke on my, you know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like that's not, but that's how you kind of feel.
Yeah.
Like you're like, gosh, am I really that? Like, and then
Yeah.
the procrastination, and then just not being able to, because the brain fog comes up
Ugh.
in seasoned menopause.
Do
And
you
you're
think
just
that
like,
it's
Thank
just in
you.
general it's seasoned though? Because I get brain fog like
Well,
all the
yeah,
time.
because I keep getting the same answer from different doctors. Well, it's just you're at this age.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's. I mean, you look it up, and it's one of them.
Because I'm scared I'm going to get dementia.
No.
So last night I was on my phone and Seth walked in. He goes, "What are you doing, Mom?" I'm like, "I'm playing this game. It gives you like letters and you have to make all these words out of it."
Right.
Yeah. So then he comes back in 10 minutes and I'm like, "Help me." And he goes, "Why are you playing this?" I said, "Because it's supposed to help you not get
prevent
dementia."
I have the same game.
Puzzles, like things like that.
you say this a lot and you probably know because you're around her more, but you say that you're scared of things a lot.
Yes.
And I'm going to tell you what we tell my granddaughter who's 2 when she
You
first
already told
when
me
she
what you
first
told me.
started saying like I'm scared like in the car wash, and we say her mom and dad tell her, "No, you're strong and you're brave."
I'm
Like, but
scared.
you're scared a lot.
That's just the
What is it?
this is
Wait, did you just do
that?
the aw button?
yes. This
You're strong and you're
is
brave.
the old Mexican lady to come.
Yes.
That's coming out of her, right?
Okay.
Because you give her a drink and she's Salinas. Okay. There's no more of that. She's not scared no more. Okay. So
She's
yes.
real strong.
Yes.
No, I am
Salinas.
strong, but I think that I don't have a problem like vocalizing. I feel like the more honest you are.
Yeah.
So the fact that it does, like in the back of my head, I am like, okay, my grandma has it. I look at my mom and my mom's like, oh, I forgot something. And I'm like, do you got dementia? Is it coming? Is it because it's
coming? Is this
genetic,
happening?
right? Like, because
Yeah.
my grandma's siblings have it. So I'm like, I'm trying to quit sodas because that's an on-site for dementia. Like I'm trying
The
to
deodorant.
I
statins.
stopped all that. I did all that.
A lot
yeah.
of the people who took like the cholesterol meds.
The cholesterol
I don't take
meds, which
cholesterol meds.
they
that's
prescribed them
proven
to me.
though. That's
Yeah.
proven.
And I
that
took
it
them for a
does.
while, and then I found that out. I don't take them anymore.
Yeah, I don't.
So what did you do in lieu of the cholesterol? You
You
just
can-
changed your diet?
Yes, but what were we doing before all this stuff? Natural things, and they actually work. The only problem is people have is because we live in an instant gratification
Yes.
society, so everything
Yes.
has to be right now. Vitamins are not right now; they take time.
Yes.
Okay, months.
Also, too, the doctors, because they lowered the cholesterol. Why? So you have to take medication.
Yes.
And we know meds make billions.
Yes.
Yep. Big
'Cause I
pharma.
just
Yep.
read that our bodies, like with cholesterol and stuff, cholesterol is not bad at all by any means. As we age, and it could be hereditary. Like
Right.
I have hereditary gene for stroke, which
Okay.
I don't talk about. I don't say I'm scared because my dad obviously
Yes.
he had a stroke, he passed. My mom had stroke, whatever. So I don't feed on that. But as I'm aging, not seasoning. Like some of my arteries are like
Okay, Vieja,
getting
tell me,
less, you know,
Vieja.
it's showing, but it's not because obviously it's not because I eat bad,
Yeah.
but it just happens, whatever. And what happens is your cholesterol, it needs to go through the arteries. And when the arteries start to get more plaqued, what happens? The cholesterol starts to get backed up. So it can't flow through. So when you take your tests, what happens? Oh, your cholesterol's high. But that's because they need to take a look at what's going on with your arteries as well. I totally read this whole thing and I was like, oh my gosh, that makes sense because they're all cholesterol's bad. It's not bad. You need it to like lube the arteries and have
push through.
everything
Push through,
flowing.
yeah.
But if your arteries aren't, opened enough, it's going to get backed up, which is going to cause all that. Well, you need to be on, cholesterol medication. You need to be on high blood pressure medication. No, you don't.
No.
No, you
So
don't.
my grandma's on like all the like thyroid medicine, high blood, right? And I'm like, for me, and this is where my aunts and I differ, and I have to respect them. Why the hell is a 92-year-old woman who has dementia on meds at all?
Because they're
Just
making money off
Well,
of
my
it.
aunts don't want to hear that. And for me, just let it, like, it's going to be what it's going to be. And I'm
Right.
with my faith, God's going to take her whenever he feels like taking her. Those medicines at this point aren't doing
No.
anything.
No.
Mhm.
Like, so now, like, the nurse is kind of stepping in saying, hey, let's back off on the high blood pressure medicine. Like, where my aunt is kind of struggling with that. And I'm like, she's 90, almost, she'll be 92 in June. Why give her all, like, I have a whole list of meds, half a pill this time, a half a pill this time, a full pill this day.
Right.
And I'm like, just throw out the meds and let her be. And I've already told my kids, the only medicine you're going to give me is fentanyl to let me go. Like, if I'm
Okay.
92, slowly give me something.
Give me some, just, we have good insurance.
Yes.
Okay.
Don't keep me hanging around.
No. But just put me in a good place. Come see me once a week so we know nobody's taking my shit. And
No, I
then
don't
make
wanna
sure
be
my hair
seen.
gets done.
No, I tell Seth, you better
Make sure
put
my
me in the
hair's
back
done.
room and don't let your wife tell you different.
No,
You're
my-
all going to be living off my money. You better put me in the back room. Like, absolutely.
No,
Because
I'm fine with
like,
that.
Seth's taking care of you, Mom. I'll kill you if I take care of you.
Right? No, I'm fine with that. I'm
Yeah.
fine with that. I don't want them to be overtaken and because I could see how heartbreaking it is.
Yeah.
And you're doing it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Watching
mean?
her decline.
And watching
Yeah.
your loved one decline like that to me is not a life. I don't want them to remember the last days being so freaking hard that they were crying or they had stress or they couldn't live out or go on vacation because guess what? I have to sit with mom.
The only reason I can't go on vacation, and this is funny, and Trina knows this, is because my grandma, as far as her mind is gone, is not gone. And what I mean by that is this last trip, she didn't do it, but every trip before that, she pouts. My Mexican's not here, so I'm not going to get out of bed. Literally. And I'm like, I'll get phone calls and text messages. I'm like, are you effing kidding me? And then I come back. She's like, oh, you're
Wants
here.
to
Let's get, I'm like,
jumping jacks.
yes. I'm like, what the hell, lady? So this last trip I took, I thought she was at some point going to pout, but I had a discussion with her before I left. And I was like, look,
FaceTimer next
yeah,
time.
I was like, I can't even FaceTime her because she doesn't understand that's how far gone she
Oh,
is.
poor thing.
But she didn't do anything this last time, but I'm watching her decline. That's why for me, it's sad watching the decline. I'd rather her just go. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, rip the Band-Aid off.
Right.
Than
See,
her keep
Yeah.
every day.
every day. And that's too hard. I don't want my kids to go through that. I
Yeah.
just refuse. I rather them remember that, my grandkids were taking me to bingo
Yeah. Oh,
and the casino,
yeah.
and yeah, I was a little buzzed, but they came
Don't
to
you
that.
think that you should try
That's
to
what I
eat
want.
healthier
Remember
now?
we're riding
Okay.
around.
Just saying. Yes.
Shouldn't you eat healthier now then? So that through your ride through menopause and your seasoning, and then you
I
get
I
to age, as Jackie likes to say.
yes. And like I said, my son is autistic. I understand everything starts in the gut, right? I get it. But half of me is like, okay, yeah, you got to do this. And the other half is like, I'm just going to live. Because
Yeah.
I
YOLO.
don't know when I'm going, why I'm going,
Yeah.
how it's gonna happen.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna go with some French fries in my stomach.
Oh my gosh.
Here and there. It doesn't happen every day, but when I want it, I'm gonna eat it.
Yeah. Well, don't ask me what I ate
It's in
yesterday.
moderation.
No.
It's not something, obviously, because I'm not like huge. So it's
Well, you
like
probably
it's
go
in
through phases,
moderation.
right?
Yeah.
There's one day where you're gonna, eat
Right.
whatever you want, and then there's days when you're
Where
like,
I just
I'm
eat
good.
meat and a salad. Meat
Yeah.
and a salad. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's a longshoreman mentality. I'm sorry, but my husband says we're gonna die happy.
Yeah.
Oh, we are
Yeah,
gonna
no,
When he
die.
asks for seconds, I'm
I
like,
mean, I take my
okay.
I do take my metformin, which I
Die
really
happy.
don't want to take
Wait, what do you take?
You have to.
metformin,
What's metformin?
but I have to.
For her A1C.
Yeah.
What? Well, for
For-
your diabetic.
Right.
Okay.
So I am obedient. I take my medication every single day on time at the same time. And so I am doing all of that.
But you
I'm
have to be
taking my
extra
vitamins.
you
cautious
do-
too, though, because you are diabetic and you do
Yes.
take that, and it can lead to heart disease. It can lead to all that stuff.
Yes.
So you have to kind of take that into consideration. As
Oh,
well. And,
absolutely.
I want to be happy. I only live once. Well, yeah, no one says you
No,
can't.
no.
I need to be as
No, no,
strong
no.
as Jackie.
No,
I need to be like you because I'm like,
No,
as I'm eating something
No,
bad.
Jackie, don't get me wrong. My husband is on medication too. Like
Yes.
for high blood
But-
pressure, high cholesterol. So listening to you talk about that,
But
I'm
does
like,
he eat
And
all
he
the
can get
Samoan
off
rice?
of the
He-
high blood.
right? He could be
with
off all
beets and
those
all that
medications
stuff.
if we were following a different agenda that the doctor has said, like you have this option or
Right.
you could do this. And I think it's just become like
But see, when someone
hab-
tells you, "Oh, this is what you have to do," it like you have to start slow, like with anything, no matter what.
right.
Like you can't just be like, "All right, no more,"
You have
ribs
to
and
allow your
corn
body
and
to
you have to,
acclimate
like,
to what you're
slowly
doing.
Right.
take
Well, I
things-
think at 64, he's just
whatever.
Eh,
Yeah.
no, not
Don't
like
play with
whatever.
me.
I
At
obviously want my husband
64,
to live forever.
Yeah.
But
Yes, but at 64,
Which
you,
he
you better
can.
back up.
yeah.
Which he
And
can.
somebody
Yeah.
better run and go get those dang fries if I'm craving them. That's it. That's all that's happening.
So then, okay, but with
I'm gonna get you some fries. When do you want your fries? I'll get them for you.
so do you feel like as women having to watch what we eat, even your husband, you're diabetic, like what's going to happen to our bodies naturally is going to happen to our bodies naturally.
Yeah.
And I don't mean death. I mean, well, yes, death because God's going to take us one. I mean more so of the menopause of what as us women go through. Men don't go through that, obviously. I think they go through like a midlife crisis, though. I think they go through
Oh
a menopause
no!
break.
Oh yeah,
They
they,
go-
do.
They don't
They
have
do.
menopause,
Oh, they
but
do.
they go
It's
through
It's called
midlife.
menopause, and it's a
Yeah.
midlife crisis. And
Yeah,
let me tell you,
We kind of had a topic about that. Me and my
yeah,
sister
when
and
you
Tom,
see
like,
Corvettes and really old guys driving those. Yeah.
yeah, we
That's
talked. We
menopause?
or you think you're the hot thing, and you can just. Mm-mm.
oh, okay.
Ew.
Well, wow.
Ew. And trying to date girls that are like 20 years
Yeah.
younger to make your bald self feel better. Like, yeah, no.
I don't think my
That's not cute.
It's like, wait, I'm 15 years younger. My
No,
husband-
no.
Oh,
But
he's past
no.
it now. You were
But
his.
you know what?
You were his,
His menopause?
menopause. Yeah,
She's gonna go home. She's
he got it.
If it was
Mike,
menopause,
First of all,
if it was menopause, she wouldn't still be there.
Yeah.
That's true.
Oh.
That's true. So
okay.
my question was, I think that we're still gonna go through what our bodies are naturally gonna go through.
Right.
Oh, yeah. No
We
matter
can
what.
lessen the symptoms. I feel like,
Yes.
Gina, you are right. It is mind over matter. 8 out of 10 times.
Right.
Sometimes there's some women that get it that I just feel like there's nothing they can do.
Right.
It's like your monthly flow.
Right.
I didn't have it very bad, but my poor daughter, between my dad's side, my aunts I saw, my mom and her sisters, and then Grandma Kay's side, like my poor daughter's doomed. Like I feel for her. And then I'm over there like, oh, I'm good. It's just easy. So how's your day? She's like, I can't breathe. I can't stand up. Goodbye. And I was like, oh, bye. Like, so I feel like menopause might be the same too.
It is.
Right.
And so-
Everybody's different.
Yes.
But I admire like when you can do the research
Right.
and do like I don't know, maybe it would be helpful if more of us were able to like, or even having people talk about it like how you're doing.
Well, people
like,
are
Sometimes
barely
going
starting
down
to
the
talk
rabbit
last
hole.
few
Or,
Yeah.
but
years.
I love sharing. Like if people
Yeah.
ask, it may not work for you, but you can try this, or this,
Yeah.
or try that.
yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it that's why I like doing it too.
Yeah.
Is to try to help.
Yeah,
Because
Right.
that's
you
good.
know, like you said, nobody's gonna have the same thing.
Right.
Not
No.
one person. You may feel like the same symptoms, but everybody at some
Goes
point
through 'em
is gonna
differently.
be, yeah,
Different.
exactly. Like
But yeah.
high, a low.
And I think that as women, we do have to talk about it more because I feel like the older days didn't talk about it. So a lot of women were labeled as crazy or whatever it is.
Mhm.
And
or
realistically,
get
they
over
weren't.
it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or man up. And
Yeah,
no,
or
it's
whatever.
not about that. Like
Yeah, no.
no.
Whatever.
How do you
No.
I'll
man
man
up,
up. I'll man up right on you. Yes. Okay. Don't tell me that. Okay. You don't know my life.
Yeah. You don't know where I've been.
You don't know where I've been and what I did.
Oh, man, I don't want you.
Like a little kid, like getting back behind the arm. I'll show you.
Yeah.
Man up, huh?
Well, there's a
But see, this what you're saying, the mind over but that's why I don't have social media. That's exactly why I don't have
because you
social
don't want to
media.
feed into all the.
I'm not going down that rabbit
Oh
hole.
yeah, no. I think I've had to learn though self-control and all that.
See, I don't want
We've
to do
talked
that.
about
That's
it.
another
Starts to-
thing. That's why I don't have what is that called? AirPods
AirPods.
or whatever. I don't put those in my ear. That's a distraction for me. Something I have to remember, something I have to take care of. No. So
Wait.
that's why I don't have social media, because I don't want to
Smart.
have to take care of that emotional part of it. And then I have I'm very blunt. So if I see something, I'll be like,
You're gonna be on there.
liar,
Yeah.
mentirosa, cheater.
You got a filter. Your ass has wrinkles all over and you're
I know,
sagging.
because I have
Yeah.
them too, and I ain't doing that.
I know what you look like
Okay.
in real life.
Sorry.
Leave those
Filter.
filters
I'm
on.
so confused
Ugh.
though. You don't have earbuds. Why?
Because that is another thing.
Because then she has to put
that
it
I have
in
to
and
pay
charge
attention
them.
to.
Yeah, and then
make
you
sure
lose
it
one.
charges.
Yeah.
Make sure I don't lose it. Oh, is it still in my ear? Oh, okay. The phone's
Girl,
ringing.
you
I have
aged.
no.
Seasoned.
No. Jackie said age, and if she's to the point where she doesn't want to put earbuds, you've aged. Like that is like.
She's like,
No,
where's
my
my
life is all about
my-
trying to
my Walkman?
ease.
So when you walk and talk on the phone, you have your phone up to
I
your
don't walk
ear?
and talk on the phone.
Excuse me?
No,
She doesn't.
I won't do it.
I hate that
No,
too.
it's a distraction.
People walking their dogs, scrolling them all. Pay attention to your dogs.
I don't
Get off
like
your
it.
phone. I get so.
If
mad.
I'm sitting
Wait,
somewhere,
pay attention to your dog. Your
After
dog is a
walking.
dog.
Oh,
I
No,
walk
no,
my,
no.
I walk my dogs
No,
and
no,
talk
no.
to my mom on the phone the whole
how
time.
many times?
Ooh, that's a whole
Well,
nother
they're on
podcast.
there. They're on there. What do you want me
They
to do?
wa-
Oh, baby, are you okay? Are
They
you?
want you to
They're
pay
freaking dogs.
attention.
You're supposed
Not my
to
two
be
rats.
enjoying
Oh.
your walk.
I am
for
talking to my
mental
mom. We're
purposes.
gossiping.
Okay, and you're gossiping. I'm just saying. But
I
that's
pick
why
up my dog crap.
But again, it's like even working. There's things I just won't do because to me it's a distraction. I don't go. You know how? Okay,
You've set
I'm just-
boundaries for
just saying.
yourself.
exactly.
Can you not no longer multitask when you have menopause?
Sure, you
Oh,
can.
I didn't say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, you
Well, I'm
can.
just asking because Gina, you just confused
She's
that.
straight chaos. It's chaos,
boundaries
but
for
you
My
know.
thing is, I'm just everything's
doesn't want
easy.
to.
I don't want to. That's why I
don't
don't go
want
to the
to.
hall in flip flops because
Why?
that's
Someone
because
steps on steps on your toes. And
because then I have to go to the car,
put your shoes-
take the shoes on, and do all the
You
no.
want simplicity.
No,
It's
I
okay.
want
Oh
sim-
Lord,
I mean,
I
simple.
must.
There's
I
nothing-
must
and
live in
she's
a whole
probably
thing of
10
chaos.
times calmer than we are. That's
No
why.
wonder why I'm coffee and chaos. Like
Yes,
Yeah.
I can't. I have to always be in my chanclas. Like
I go.
I
to
do
the
not
hall
walk in the hall
my,
in tennis
my
shoes
work
or-
shoes.
oh hell no, your feet are sweaty and gross.
No.
They're gonna
Okay.
be like that anyways.
Yes.
Yeah.
Do you see?
no.
There's just things I have to do to cut out. I don't even go to a salon because I don't want. That's a lot of time to sit there for 2.5 hours. You know
For
what I could be
one color.
doing?
Yeah.
Right? One color in my $6 box. I'm good.
Huh?
Mhm.
Wait, so you dye your own hair?
Yes.
It doesn't get all over the place?
No.
Well, she's probably been doing it for so long now.
Yeah.
Well, Uncle David used to do it.
Yeah. He used to way back when, but of course not anymore because he has dementia. But
Dye your hair purple. I dye black.
yeah.
Oh, you
I
want it
wouldn't
black?
doubt it because when dementia, it's like your biggest attributes come out really more intense, and so he's a joker.
Yes.
So he's still joking.
Aw, that's
Okay, well, ladies, on that note, I'm so dumbfounded on this one. I have so many questions. I wish we had like another hour. Like we can have to have a part 2.
back up.
Like I'm literally now I'm even more afraid of menopause. Like I'm like
Put the real fear in
I don't
her.
want to
Yeah.
waste my
Oh, I got-
multitasking.
Right.
I don't
Because
wanna,
we didn't even
like-
talk about what
You didn't even
menopause
get-
does to your sex life. We didn't even get to that.
Oh, we didn't.
Well, I don't have a sex life, so we
Yeah.
cannot talk about my sex life. So, okay. Well, anyways, on that note, now that I'm depressed, let's say thank you.
Thank you for the seasoned conversation. Put the fan on her helper, please.
Please watch on YouTube, listen on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. And thank you, ladies, so much. We have a TikTok, we have an Instagram, and until next time. Oh, thank you, Solomon.
I know he stayed quiet
know,
the whole
we didn't
time.
even-
I think
He's
he
in
was a
shock.
little
I didn't even
sorry.
ask you how you were doing.
He's in shock.
I am glad I got to just be the cameraman.
You're like,
He
I'm
is
not saying
brave.
nothing.
You have input today.
I don't even think I introduced you, did I?
Yes, you did.
I
You
saw
did. You
I did? Okay.
Yeah.
The only,
See,
thing,
I
the only
forgot.
thing I will say is you guys talk about women being seasoned. Well, you know what happens after you're seasoned? You're cooked. So maybe you don't want to use
Burnt
that
to a
word.
crisp.
Burnt to a crisp. Well, that's because
Cooked
that's
on
Crusty.
Wow.
You're
that's
crusty.
what you men do to us. You burn
Like we
us.
said earlier.
You're
We're in the
crusty.
crock pot.
Okay. We just don't want to look like
Yeah.
All right. Well, thank you, Solomon. Until next time. Bye.
Bye.